little review tonight, and tonight it's a knife review, which is a first one for a long time for the channel, but I'm really pleased to be able to share with you a new bushcraft knife, or relatively new bushcraft knife, from a relatively new bushcraft knife company. So this is the FITZROY bushcraft knife in N690. FITZROY are a Bristol-based company in the UK. Looks like they sort of founded or released their first knives in 2020. And Mackenzie, who runs FITZROY knives and designs the blades, contacted me via Instagram just before Christmas and asked if I'd like to check out one of his knives on the channel. Couldn't really say no. Who wouldn't want to check out a new bushcraft knife from a new UK brand? Obviously this was gifted, but that doesn't affect my views upon it, so I'll give you an honest and open appraisal of the knife and show you the details as we go through the video. Mackenzie was also kind enough to give a discount code, which I'll put below, so you can get 10% off if you choose to buy one of these knives yourselves. So yeah, Mackenzie reached out, asked me if I wanted to check out the knife. There were a couple of different options to pick up. 2 blade steels and 2 handle materials, so you could get N690 blade or D2 blade. I've gone for the N690 because actually this will get a little bit of bushcraft use, a little bit, but actually this is going to be put to use in my kitchen because it's a lovely sharp blade, full flat grind, and that's exactly what I need for some kitchen prep. So this will go into my kitchen. So N690, preferred for food prep, really good stainless metal, well known for its long edge retention. So that's what I chose. Also the option to choose if you're going to be working in anywhere near the sea. D2, really good bushcraft knife material, really easily sharpened out in the field, and also great for striking fast steels. So there's a couple of options in the steel. For the handle material, I went for this Micarta made out of Hessian, so sort of sack material. We'll get some close-ups in a minute. Or you could go for G10, which is a sort of fibre reinforced plastic. I've had loads of G10 in the past. I've never had a good Micarta on a handle in the past, so that's why I chose Micarta. Okay, so just very quickly going over what this knife's about. As I say, it's designed by FITZROY Knives, which are based in Bristol, UK. They are actually outsourcing manufacture, and they're outsourcing it to Italy, Maniago, and initially I guess that probably would be Lion Steel, because there's really good, well, a couple of really good knife manufacturers, but Lion Steel are used by Spyderco. And I've got this Spyderco Pingo, which is a really nice everyday carry option for the UK. So it's a less than 3-inch blade and also slip joint. But this is made in the Lion Steel factory. It's N690, so I kind of guessed this might be made in the Lion Steel factory as well, given that it was outsourced to Italy and N690. But actually this is made in the Mazarin, if that's how you spell it, or pronounce it rather, which are also a good Italian knife maker, not a knife maker that I've had direct experience of. You know, Lion Steel, I've had a couple of the knives which they've been behind, but Mazarin, not so much, but I hear good things. So yeah, so they've got the best manufacture, they've got a good design of their own coming from Bristol. So yeah, it's a really nice looking knife. Just to go over some specs before we dive in for some close-ups. We've got a 4mm blade stock. We've got 11cm blade length and an overall length of 22.5 centimeters, 225 millimeters. The weight on this knife is 210, so quite a hefty knife. It's a nice palm filling grip there. I've got a medium glove hand. Certainly take you up to a large, I would have said, with some comfort. But yeah, really nice knife. So we'll come in, check out some close-ups, and then we'll put it to a little bit of use. Coming in for some close-ups, first thing you'll see is obviously the lovely bead blasted N690 blade. Really nice sharp bevel there, not mirror polished, it's got a little bit of grain in it which gives it that little bit of bite, which is great for food prep or anything else. 4mm stock, obviously a full tang, full thickness handle section there, with the Micarta, Hessian Micarta scales attached with torque screws, so if you need to take this apart for cleaning or replacing the scales, if that was ever necessary, that would be an option. Really nicely finished, very smooth to the touch. The thing I like about Micarta is you can see all the different layers in there, where it's been sort of resined together. Lanyard hole in the back there. Doesn't come with a lanyard, but should you want to add one. Jimping on the thumb ramp there. Let's say it's a nice thick handle, fills the palm. Say it's a medium glove size there. Just below the plunge line there, which is really nicely executed as a little sharpening notch, which is really useful to maintain the blade edge, because your sharpening stone doesn't clash with the plunge line there, so it makes it nice and easy to get a consistent bevel all the way across. They're calling this their modified straight back design. So if you see there, it doesn't quite have a swedge, but it's got a slight taper from the top of the grind there, I think, just down. Very subtle. As I say, full flat grind, which is always my preference on knives. Just makes it that little bit more slicey. So as I say, this is going to end up in my kitchen primarily. Comes with a nice leather sheath. So I guess this is what you call a wet formed sheath, isn't it? It's just been formed around the blade to give it a nice snug fit. No wobble, you can't shake that out. Nice sort of burnishing around the edge, and the sheath is made in Italy as well. Little belt loop. Yep, very happy with this. Looks like a nicely built knife, and let's put it to some use. So it goes without saying, it's razor sharp out the box, no problem slicing paper. And then we move on to a little bit of kitchen work, a bit of food prep. This is my lunch. Avocado, no match for the knife, as you'd hope. Perfectly adequate at slicing that up. Then moving on to tomato. I will say that with a 4mm thick blade stock, it's not the most delicate slicer, but again, more than adequate. And ultimately, this is a Bushcraft knife built for strength. Cutting through chicken there, really easily cutting through that. As I say, razor sharp edge, very comfortable in the hand. Then moving on to pretty much as bushcrafty as I get, just splitting a bit of wood there, battening. Probably my technique's a bit off there. I think I should have a bit more of the blade poking through so I can strike it better. But we get there one way or another. Obviously after that, no impact on the sharpness of the blade. And finally we're moving on to just creating a feather stick out of some fat wood there. Really good natural firelighter, naturally sort of resin impregnated pine I think it is, but really good. Great for a barbecue or log burner. Again, not the best bushcrafter, but I think you get the idea. And then striking it with the FITZROY fire steel, which they were also kind enough to send through to me. Okay, well that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you found that was useful. Please do check out FITZROY knives if you're looking for a nicely designed bushcraft knife with a UK designer. Great Italian construction, really nice little knife there. It's going to end up in my kitchen, so I'm happy. This is going to be really useful to me. If you fancy picking one up, the price is £160, so not cheap, but I think they are good value. They're a well-made knife, and as I say, below discount code 10% off if you choose to buy. Okay, well, if you haven't seen the channel before, please check it out. Lots of reviews, a few knife reviews, but lots and lots of reviews on denim, boots, all sorts of different things. Check it out. We might share some other common interests. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe. I hope you found that useful. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.